Man, that's some flatulence. Look at that cape flap. Just...
He's
still going.
Luckily, in this mask, I can't smell anything.
Well, look at how tight it. Yeah, look at how tight it is on his nose.
That's his real secret.
That's what's causing the furrow. It's cinching his sinuses closed. His whole sinal cavities have been arranged differently.
Sinal.
That's a word, I think. Greetings, people. We're back. Wouldn't you know it? We didn't miss more than 1 week this time. We didn't miss any weeks.
That's because I'm done.
We're going to harp on that some more.
I'm probably going to ride that for the next month.
I heard you even earlier today talking about, I haven't been able to do that because I've been studying. And I'm like, I just know he's going to be using that for the next 6 months.
Yep.
Someone's going to be like, hey, man, did you talk about that? Or did you get to round to that? Oh, I wasn't able to. I was finishing my degree.
Because my head was in the books.
Sure. Minor note, to those of you who might have noticed, we got our video problems fixed. So look at this lovely lack of screen tearing.
Again,
I hope.
To reiterate,
and
if you are ever in the market, spend the money on the splitter.
Not the HDMI card.
Not the capture card.
It's reverse of what you think.
Yeah, I was about to say, it is a very uncommon...
Wow, this TV's better than the other one anyways.
My preconception is definitely that the capture card would have been the thing to put majority of the
thugs.
Focus.
Oh, did we ever finish the Titan? We did the Bane mission, didn't we?
Yes.
Let's check our stuff. Oops, how do I check the stuff? Side missions.
You're asking a man
Bane,
who doesn't know how to fly except straight down.
Bane. No, we haven't finished the Bane. That means there's a Titan canister we're missing. Where? I thought we got most of them. I bet you there's one in the steel mill we missed. What does that say? Titan canister in the steel mill. It says 75%, but I think that's... There were 6 in total, weren't there? So if we're missing one, that would be less than 75. Also, there's an assault happening. That's way away, though. I feel like we would... The assaults are one of the things I think stops when the game's over. So do we want to go deal with that, despite the fact that it's forever away?
You mean like if you finish the game, it's one
I think
of those
if you beat the game, because it's all it is it's random. Like people will be political prisoners will be getting beat up by thugs, but once the game stops for some reason they stop doing that. We've also got a new. This is just a side commentary. We got a new TV set up for this. Oh, okay, guys with guns, and it's far
notably better.
I didn't realize how much better until we got it hooked up for this. I am gonna hit the water.
It's interesting, actually, how TV technology progressed. I mean, you went from, old RGB to plasma.
CRTVs and
to plasma.
Now plasma's even old.
Well, that's what I mean. But plasma was finicky in its own right. I have a plasma TV, and one of the things we realized is apparently certain radio frequencies will pass through the plasma, which is very fascinating.
Well, it is. It's okay. Well, I didn't want to do that. What is Batman? Oh, there you go.
And then now we have LED.
Whatever this is. Yeah.
Which is
should we do?
Is it LCD?
I have liquid
I know
crystal.
That.
I think that's LCD nowadays.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? We're looking for an assault. I probably should have marked it on the map. That would help. I can't help but be now. For some reason, I can't help but be paranoid about the mic. We spent so much effort getting the TV fixed up. Now I'm afraid the mic's going to be crap. Well, it seems to be doing all right.
Are you? I was about to say, look at the. It's just beautiful. Look at the feedback we're getting.
Well, we don't want beautiful feedback. We want no feedback. Ah, I'm getting shot.
Here comes the feedback. Ooh.
Also, that's another thing. Last week, because we were using. That was very loud. I have no clue if they'll hear that. Okay, dudes. Dudes galore. We didn't have audio last week because, again, we were hodgepodging together a setup that we hadn't previously established. He was taking so long to beat that guy up.
The junkier split that we were using was not...
We had to because the new one we had wasn't working on the old TV, which we now have fixed. So we just saved a political prisoner. Where's he at?
That's with all of that.
Oh, and a free Riddler thing to boot. By that I mean I will punt it across the nearest field. Alright, well there we go. I can't help... Oh, you know what? Okay, that's probably what's going on. That's why we're hearing it, is I think it's coming... There we go. it was feeding back from the TV, but also through the computer. That's why we were hearing double, but it wasn't getting recorded as double. I hope. Anyways.
I can't imagine that it would be jumping all the way
Who
over to the mic.
freaking knows? But we got a Riddler thing and a guy, so there we go.
Let's go to the hat shop.
I don't think there's any quests in the hat shop, because again, we've already beaten our...
I'm not suggesting there's any quests.
You just
Batman needs a top hat.
Gotta get him. Am I seriously gonna have to go up the fire escape one at a time? Apparently so. I thought that was our friend, the new guy we... Oh, Zaz! Where's he at? Zazaru Zazu. Not Zazu. Come on, bats. This is a time when dive bobbing is useful.
When you're in a hurry, yeah.
Now the problem is, now that we've got the splitter working, Flesh is crying out, dude. You gotta get that checked. But now that we've got the splitter working, we have to turn the TV down so that it doesn't create an echo effect, which means we can't really hear it very well. So there's always something going wrong. You just have to accept it. But anyways, whoop, that was a failure. You been doing anything with your new freedom?
Yes.
Since you're going to harp about it, you might as well make use of it. What'd you do?
I'm starting to actually play my musical instruments again.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
planning on... I play a great deal.
Oh boy. Hi guys. Don't mind me.
But I'm planning on finally picking up my viola that I haven't been able to even
you
touch.
know, even I forgot that you had that.
Yeah.
Where's the Zazzy boy?
That's
Oh,
gonna be
dude,
fun.
this one was way easier. We got 20 seconds to spare. Although there are a bunch of dudes we might have to go into punch up. Oh, they didn't notice us in time. Perfecto.
What have you been? You've been graduated for quite a little bit.
Yes,
What have you ended up doing with your?
I've been trying to read, but then, you know, work with the move and the work transition that accompanied it. I haven't been very active. Yeah, I've been having trouble with my car, which is another fun thing.
So what is your thoughts on the worthwhile nature of new car versus used versus all this kind of
stuff? If
stuff?
I could have my way, I would if I ever with the whole stimulus discussion, now that that's mostly over. But if I were to just be given, for some random reason, $10,000, I would be I'm gonna have a fully stocked tool shop. I mean, I don't know, 10,000 might not be enough for that, but a really nice quality, a bunch of tools, and then I would never buy a car past 1985.
Yeah. Because
those cars, it's if you just have a decent tool chest with all the stuff, it's you could do just about everything they would need.
True.
There we go.
Well, especially
we're only
with
30% of the way through.
Especially with those old inline 6 or inline 4s, where it's there's nothing here but mechanical. Just this does what it does, and that's it.
Especially that's one of the reasons I had an issue, because the car I had previously, it did this helpful thing where it had some sort of internal engine issue, but the other issue it had that I didn't know about was that the internal computer, which monitors the warning lights and all those things, was also broken. So I took it to a shop, and they were like, "Oh, your diagnostics computer isn't even working, so we can't even tell you what's up with this." And that was when I realized, you know what? The reason I say past 1985 is because that was actually when that became a common feature.
Right.
Technically, it became required in 1991, but it became standard in the late 80s.
Well,
so I'm you know what? If ever I had my will, just never one of those. No computers involved. I am not doing well.
Well, now
this
they've gone a step further. We actually ended up replacing a friend's brakes, and apparently in 2019s, you can't even change brakes without electronic issues.
We haven't got any electricity.
We haven't got any electricity. No, but I mean, the fact that there was already, electric random, relays and things like that, even down there, I'm going, that's silly.
Sniper bullet.
So apparently, you cannot just go retract a brake piston with.
We never did the Deadshot mission last week.
We're gonna.
I can't believe we didn't do that. We went to it.
Oh, I actually recall us saying, "Well, we're gonna wait until right at the beginning of that or something."
No, I don't recall doing that. I think we just got sidetracked.
Oh well, there you go.
Because we found the corpse, but we didn't actually track the trajectory of the shot. So whoops, we're correct.
Squirrel.
There it is. There's the trajectory we got to follow. That was
anyway.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, we ended up having to get some specialty tools, and it was a pain in the rear end. But all that to say, 2019, not all it's cracked up to be when it comes to cars.
And for multiple reasons. Okay, so
But-
here he was. This is where the trail ends.
So that begs the question then, because there's certain electronic additions that were then
Batman.
tested a little bit, because like in 85, was that before fuel injection as well?
Ooh, see, these are the things I'm not enough of an expert to
I'm
know.
fairly confident that fuel injection was already at that, like...
Well, because things like
like
that sometimes, like the automatic transition was was invented in like the late '60s and became almost standard by the early '70s,
Well, but that's
which
my
is
point.
way earlier
Like,
than you'd think.
Like suggestion of like
I don't
automatic
know what we're doing here.
transmission and stuff like that. You going, okay, that's less mechanical,
Oh, he was probably down
obviously,
here.
but
To
It-
make the shot.
Here we go.
Deadshot would have been right.
how much electronics can you cut out before you're really just down to a bicycle? No, I mean, I'm joking mostly, but I'm just, it begs the question, is fuel injection too bad? Do you prefer carbureted? I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I mean...
Fuel injection. I mean, this is going to be some very dry intro for anyone who's not into cars.
Apparently, we're just
From what I
landing
gather,
on this for a little
fuel
bit.
injection is basically always going to give you better performance because you can calculate exactly how much fuel you need for the intake you're getting.
So your
And you
argument
can
is...
tune that better, but
I've marked
carbureted is far easier to work on.
Well,
And there's
that's- so what's the trade-off is the question. I mean, is it-
gas mileage. I mean,
No, but I
mileage
mean
and
for your
performance.
personally, not just on an objective level.
See,
I'm just
personally,
going,
I would have to go, oh, what's this?
like what do you... Is it
Oh,
worth it to say
okay, so
there's more performance and more...
Well, it depends. Now,
Precision.
hang on. We're gonna. So this is actually the getting close to the end of the Deadshot missions. We've now
shooting dead shot, dead in the...
we've got in the
eye.
shot.
We've got him dead to rights.
We've got the three
sorry,
different
that
crime
was-
scenes. These are the three different murder scenes, and we're gonna now, I think, search the three possible locations because I think we found some clues that lead us to different spots. I think. Should I cheat and take us to the one I know it is, or would you rather I fill and pretend?
I don't care either
Well,
way.
then I'm gonna
It's
go
not
because
gonna
I believe.
it's not-
Unless maybe they scramble it.
it's
Maybe
not
it's different
gonna
every
rob
time.
me of some sort of experience. Just-
I think maybe they do. Maybe it's different every time, but I think I know which one's which. So I do not know
well,
which
if
way
it
I'm
has
looking.
anything to do with the environment, I imagine they have to tie it somehow to the...
I think it's the same every time, but I don't know. I've not played. I think I've only played through this fully like 3 or 4 times. But personally, I'd go carbureted just because I prefer that simplicity. I'd rather be able to work on it myself. Plus,
Right.
you can, like, if you start getting into double and triple barrel carbs, you can start to even out some of the issues that you don't get
Yeah,
from
you
the singles.
narrow the gap, yeah.
Because the whole point of the carburetor is that you can only tune it for a specific RPM where it gets its best efficiency,
Right.
and then at all other RPMs, it's operating slightly worse. But again, if you have double, and triple barrel carbs, you can then fine tune it so that they open up at the higher RPMs and whatever. We're not even that. This makes us sound like we're actually competent at fixing cars, and
Well,
we're not
Yeah,
really.
we pretend to be, for the most part.
We're gonna rip this off. Yeah.
In the same way that we rip off...
Just
I don't know.
Get
Band-Aids.
that. Oh, I thought you were gonna get that lung out of there. We don't need that. Don't need the other lung. I ripped this off, and I don't know what I'm doing with it. Tap detective mode. I am. Am I supposed to be looking around here for? Oh, there's probably another one. Oh, it's okay. So I think this is what we're saying is he might have been storing his stuff in random power things. Because that was the particles we found were like power station stuff. So I think that's what we're doing. I thought it was on this building. Maybe they do scramble it every time. Oh, nope, this is it. Because I can see through the X-ray vision that this is his gun safe.
He was using this substation to store his equipment and a PDA. It's heavily encrypted.
Wow, that dates this game.
PDA. Well,
PDA. It was a BlackBerry.
yeah, well, Deadshot, he's nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best.
What?
Oh, BlackBerry's fall from grace is just...
Headshot. Wow, Deadshot, you're real clever.
Deadshot, Deadshot. That sounds like something he'd say on a Sunday.
Whoop. Bruce Wayne's next on the... Oh, Bruce Wayne and Batman are separate targets. That's funny.
Deadshot only has 3 targets left.
Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Jack Ryder.
I love how he says that
his
to
lips
himself with such confidence.
His lips aren't moving.
He's working to a schedule.
Well, he's thinking to
Ryder's his
himself.
next hit.
You're
I
hearing an
thought he
inner
was
commentary.
I thought we were talking to Oracle.
You
though.
thought?
If I don't get to him in time.
Well,
We were just talking to Oracle a minute ago. Okay, we got Jack Ryder's going to be assassinated in like
he's
now.
only got 3 targets left, and I'm going to say that with utter confidence. Bruce Wayne.
Technically, he's
sounds
only
like
got
cool, Sounds like a cool guy.
He's only got 2 targets left, technically. So we got to
Well,
go
that's my
save.
point.
We got to go save the dopey
It's
reporter
like
guy.
that video, the YouTube
going.
video of the guy that's like, what if Batman literally just doesn't come out of that voice? He's just like,
Well, didn't the Dark Knight Rises confirmed that when Catwoman pulls the Batman bye-bye on him, and she
yeah.
disappears while he's on the rooftop and he's still talking to himself in his Batgirl voice. Then again, I think it was
tomorrow I need to go pick up some eggs at the grocery store.
I think it was CinemaWins defended that. We were going, technically, since he does that all the time, he knows that she's probably just like off a cliff somewhere.
Yeah.
Like she's still clearly within earshot because she couldn't have gotten that far away. But still, it is.
That seems a bit of a reach.
Well, it's true, but
I think a better argument would just be once you've, like,
he couldn't stop doing it.
Yeah, you would have to turn it on and off based on when you had the suit on. I feel like it would be far more
Probably.
like just associated with
Oh boy, I didn't realize there
now
was a timer.
I am Batman.
I am the night.
I am the night. In the middle of the night, he just like starts walking around.
I go walking in my suit.
Hey,
Gonna go punching thugs.
Oh my gosh! Looking from
He actually used a sniper rifle that time. Oh yeah, we just broke it. Oh, okay, so there we go. This is the actual confrontation with Deadshot, and it's not the best.
it's when he shoots you dead.
Ooh! I forgot, yeah. He's got the wrist-mounted stupid guns.
The world's greatest detective dies.
Like, those are so stupid, you could never get any kind of accuracy out of those
Plus-
under any circumstances.
Okay,
Now
so
it's your turn to take on Deadshot.
So we should. We haven't discussed the arrow for a while.
Ooh, careful. Oh, we don't. We also, that wound was healing nicely.
Yes, I'm just saying it. This is a cathartic moment that we can at least give to them.
They did Deadshot better
They
than this.
did Deadshot fantastically. I would argue better than any.
So basically,
okay.
We'll hand that back on.
How do I duck again?
It's one of the triggers. I think he only has one voice clip
Because I will tell you this: ain't no Deadshot in my perspective ever have a goatee.
Is this okay? Didn't he have some kind of weird facial hair though in Arrow?
Yeah, he had a full, nice beard that
I didn't
looked
think it was
very
a beard. I thought it
rugged
was-
and
okay.
epic.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on Will Smith? Not as Deadshot, just as Will Smith.
Just as Will Smith.
So the point is, you can see that his laser eye is turning. He's turning around frequently, so you have to wait till he's looking the other way,
Oh, I see.
and then you still have to be kind of quick.
I did not.
Oh, now this will lead to some topical. What are your thoughts on the second
Well,
on
let
Suicide
me-
Squad 2
Give
being
me
called?
a number.
Well, hang on. Fine. I just was trying to lead some discussion.
Well, but you didn't let me answer.
I think we've already talked about it. I thought it.
What'd you get? Isn't that great?
I mistimed it. I thought he was right about to turn around.
I think that Will Smith was palatable, but he was not great.
Sure. Now can I ask my question?
I'm glad that my meaningful response.
No
was just-
offense, but that was about as vague as it could have been.
No.
He's good, but not great.
I like him.
Thank
but
you,
not
Roger
live.
Ebert. Now here's the real question,
was a brilliant
because
comparison.
I've got beef with the fact that you gotta hold the crouch.
I was trying to figure the crouch out.
It's the trigger button you're pushing.
I
Dude, that was full-on Sherlock 2 levels of sniper. Your head was just barely out, and he pegged you right in the eye socket.
that seems a little contrived.
Well, he's the best assassin in the world, as he said 4 times now. My beef with it is that they called the sequel to to Suicide Squad The Suicide Squad. I thought it was called Suicide Squad 2, but no, it's called The Suicide Squad. But it is still... I thought it was like, are they just remaking the movie because it didn't do well? But they're like, no, it's still Suicide Squad 2. It takes place after the first one, and it's got a whole cast of different characters.
So the bottom line is they pulled a Fast and Furious on them.
Did they even? Has the Fast and Curious ever even done this level?
Fast and Curious? Is that what you said? I'm fast and curious.
Put that on your dating profile. You'll get great results.
So the first movie was...
Maybe not.
The first movie was The Fast and the Furious. The second movie was Too Fast, Too Furious. The third movie was...
So look at this is how easy this is.
The only one that was
I literally had to jump behind three barriers, and now I'm underneath him. Ooh, and I smother his face with my crotch. That was like a full-on Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow wrap around the neck.
Trapped in some glass?
For some reason, I trap him in a suspended
So they just cut to that. Because the
gameplay wouldn't have been interesting, to fight and move him. No, we're just like, we assume Batman's got this. And he just stays there, yeah. Like, we're not going to... I guess this is already Arkham City. Like, where are we going to take him? He's already in prison. We just have to take away his guns and whatnot. Hey, we leveled up. I'm just going to have to start picking these at random because we're getting... Oh, that's... Would you rather get shot less or... I'd rather get shot less. Because we tend to get shot a lot. And by that, I mean you.
Wow.
What is your opinion? You're going to say something and then you didn't.
Are you going to actually care?
I will feign.
Wow.
I have to figure out what we're doing anyway, so you got some uninterrupted minutes.
I
don't want to do those.
I do find that when you can't come up with a clever name for a movie, chances are you're not really working that hard in the actual movie.
Well, I mean, I understand to a degree. It's like, well, there's nothing very interesting about Suicide Squad 2, but like, give it a subtitle. But like, seriously, all it is it's a one-word difference. Instead of Suicide Squad, it's The Suicide Squad. And it's like, does that make a difference to anyone? Because I totally thought it was like, this is a remake. At which point, that alone would have been kind of depressing.
Well,
but this, I don't even know what to think of.
Why is the sequel or something scare people? Like, why can't we just say that? Like Suicide Squad 2.
The sequel.
Well, I'm just saying, like, why is that it's too obvious? I mean, obviously.
Well, people try to be creative these days. I totally screwed that up.
I mean, it's a bit of a... I understand that it's not creative, but at the same time, if you've already made a great movie, just let the movie speak for itself.
Did they, though?
I don't know.
That's clearly the question. They don't seem to think they have. I should have let you do this because you'll get your fix on diving. The other question is,
even when you feel like you have you actually?
I did it.
Like in the case of LeBron James and the new Space Jam.
Has that come out already?
It's been terrible.
He's
not a good actor. Is the bottom line. Like people
LeBron
have said,
James, he's in it.
Yes,
wasn't the original Space? I thought the original Space Jam was with Shaq.
It's not with Shaq. No, it's with.
I never saw the original Space Jam.
Wow.
Am I really missing out?
Sacrilege.
Am I really missing out?
It's not that you're missing out, but you can't call Shaq. It was Michael Jordan.
Was in the original? Well, Shaq had something, didn't he?
No.
There was Shaq Fu, the game. I'm thinking of Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu.
It was a thing.
You're comparing Space Jam to Shaq Fu.
Is that inapt?
I don't know that it's apt. I wouldn't go that far.
Sure, fine, whatever. I could tell by the freaking commercials that Space
LeBron
Jam 2 wasn't going to be any good.
Yeah.
This is actually somewhat tricky because you got to kind of pull up before you. You got to pull up before you think you need to, but
I did find it funny that somebody made the comment, like, all these people that are saying Space Jam 2 was terrible and it's not good at all. It's for children.
Like, that's never a defense. Go back to our Jim Henson conversation. You're going, you can make stuff for kids that isn't garbage.
Yes, but I think it was
who's shooting me?
It was in an era, like, for instance, with Jim Henson, he's obviously still
Even
gearing
Phineas and
towards
Ferb,
the.
we had that
well, yeah,
conversation
but again,
too. You're going-
they're gearing towards the adults.
No, Phineas and Ferb we talked about. They
Says-
genuinely were saying this is we're trying to make a show that adults can watch that kids can also. I keep doing
Right.
it too early. Whereas I'm pretty sure Sesame Street was very obviously for children. I think it was just that it was being made by adults that inevitably lent a degree of. Whereas I think most kids shows today are just made by some sort of. I think it's some kind of subhuman algorithm that generates those. I don't think there's any actual people involved.
Hello,
There we
children.
go. Ah, but see.
You are looking pretty grown up.
Okay. I am not doing well on this, and I don't know why. This is... I don't even know what you get for doing this. Because we already did one of these, and that gave us the grappling boost.
Stiff pat on the back.
You gotta be careful with your choice of opening words. Oh! Ah, see, I missed it, though. You can either do it too soon or too late. I'm gonna spend the whole game doing this, or the whole video.
It's... You're trapped in a time loop. Doctor Strange is at work.
Well, we've got the right color palette for it.
That is true.
There we go. Nope, but see, every freaking stupid Batman...
Every freaking
Stupid bat. You ever seen the film Cats Don't Dance? Let's talk about this for absolutely no reason.
I have.
It's a good movie.
It's been a while.
I don't even know who made it, but it's a good movie.
I think it's Warner Brothers, is it not?
It could be. See, and then I do it too late. The only time I can... This one's gonna suck. This is gonna suck hardcore.
Yeah, I believe it was Warner Brothers.
Well, it's a good movie. I don't even know what inspired me to think of it other than the quote I inadvertently made.
He's making his own... I make my own dialogue.
Well, sure.
You're
You're not helping me out here. You're not giving me any more.
You have the grand gift of silence, Walter.
Well, I asked you a long time ago what you've been doing with your newfound free time, and you said nothing.
I didn't say nothing. I talked about the musical instruments and the fact that I have,
A viola.
I could go on and on about how I have 3 kids and most of my time goes to that, but I don't think you're going to be interested about some of the things I do with my time.
There we go. Got it. Oh, sweet heavenly days. This is hard.
Building forts out of cardboard and...
Okay, hello. Thanks for this.
That was...
I'm leaving. No,
was-
get me out.
Christopher Nolan level bat
Bat
tornado.
Just call it Bat Foo. Well, we did it. I have no clue what we got for it. So that was a waste of everyone's time. I should get on the map and actually see what we want to do. So there's the Titan canister in the steel mill. I'm trying to make sure we get most of these done. We haven't even encountered any more of the Hush missions.
Hush. Which one's that one?
He's the one, they're the random bodies that have been found with their faces removed. Well, you'll have to go back to the videos because we've discussed them before. We had a whole thing about thinking he was an interesting villain who's not been covered.
Don't recall.
We're not even halfway through the Zaz stuff. I'm just trying to, and we have a whole one we haven't even started.
Huh.
I'm just trying to make sure we don't get too far behind in these because if we do, I mean, not that we're going to promise to 100% the game, but I like this game enough to show it off fully.
Sure.
What am I doing?
There are certain games I feel like you are meant to be a completionist
Well,
in, and
especially
other games where it's not.
Open world games like this tend to be that way.
Not always, though, because, I mean, again, coming back to Assassin's Creed, there's, especially
they
in, like,
definitely
Unity...
they had the weird collect the feathers and the chests and the...
Well, but you were not supposed to... There's no way that they expected you, especially in Unity, to complete all that
Well, not
junk.
before the game was over. That's true. You could... Once you beat the game, you could diddle around and do that. But I suppose in this, they expect you to do it beforehand, which is probably the misguided portion. I don't even know how you... I don't think you can really instigate the Hush stuff. I think you just have to be... Well, maybe actually, I think it's driven mostly by overhearing it on the radio. So maybe we should just check that frequently. What did he say? We don't have
Said,
subtitles. They're supposed to...
There are no nose holes in the bottom of that nose. He for sure cannot
it's not
breathe.
covered. You can see his skin.
Oh, so he just doesn't have nose holes in his
It just
nose
doesn't.
at all.
It doesn't cover the bottom. It's just his nose is exposed.
Okay, so you're either giving Batman some very strange anatomy where his nostrils are on the side of his nose.
No, you can
Look
see the
it.
underside of his nose.
Yes, where in which would be present nostrils.
Oh,
and
you're
they're
saying
not.
You're saying his nose doesn't have holes. I think you're
Yes.
saying the mask doesn't have nose holes.
Yes, I'm saying if he just doesn't have nose holes. He sealed them up.
Okay, is this not the Tiger? Yeah, this is Tiger Communications. I thought these were the guys who... Because the only way we do the Hush missions is we have to overhear radio of like, oh, they found a skinned corpse.
The funny thing about Batman is, if he was really going to do the whole bat thing, his mask got to have like some sort of
Snout?
nose, yeah, that just like turns up his nose really intensely.
Well, then it'd be... given what it's doing to his brow, do you really want his nose to be permanently pointed upward? Then how's Bruce Wayne going to explain that away? It was a cricket incident.
It was a nose job gone awry. Never trust a
Never go to Singapore for a nose job.
Wow. Underground rhinoplasty.
I don't know where I'm going. Well, okay, they want us to go back to the steel mill because we got to get the cure from Joker, but that's not far from the end of the plot, from what I remember. So I don't want to...
He's still gonna be kneeling.
No, that's not Joker. We've already concluded our business with Freeze.
Oh.
That we did in the last... we had an opening we were going to use because we were going to be... But I forgot that we... Dang it! That's why we had...
What?
It was the one... Well, we're not going to talk about it now. We're going to have to save it maybe, but... That was what we had in mind, was the opening with Freeze. That's why we were struggling so hard for an opening. Well, whatever. I'm just going to do these AR missions for no apparent reason. Yeah, sure. I don't even know what I get for these. I think I have to spin around too fast. Yeah, I have to spin for that.
That's an insane...
Yeah. Well, this is the second round of them, so they're going to be harder. That was quite a shot, though. Wait. Let's confirm our nostril theory. Oh, I can't do it while he's standing up on a thing. He's watching now. No, not like that either, Batman. No, stop it!
Crouching Batman, hidden
Nostrils. Okay, so hang on. We stand in a light source. That is not a light source. Batman.
We stand in a light source. He literally was just some ominous
There we go.
shadow.
Do you see nostrils? I see where nostrils should be.
That does not a nostril make.
A facial indent does not a nostril make. Hey, last week's video was so much more... We covered a whole lot of topics. Why are we fledgling today? Woo! Floundering. You gotta help us out here, man.
Well, the only thing that comes to my
You
mind
got a backlog of topics you could pull up.
I don't have a specific backlog of
I guess
topics
I don't
that
have to
anything
dive
do
the way
with
I am. I could just... I kind of do,
with,
though, because it's the only way to spin
the particular
fast
mission we're on, but...
Unless maybe I don't have to... No, I do, because I have to go... Yeah. This is tough. It's tough. So what? You never finish your thoughts.
I'm not seeing what this is accomplishing.
We're trying to go through hoops for reasons.
Well, okay, but what are those reasons and why? Okay.
We got to do a spin. I think we get some kind of upgrade, but I don't know if it's worth it or not. So I thought you could furnish us
point.
with some topics while we
Well,
were doing
see,
this.
my
but
topics tend to be a little less.
highfalutin? We ain't gotta be highfalutin all the time.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
My point
Oh
is-
crap! I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Oh please! Does this count? You fool! I pressed the grapnel. I guess maybe I didn't have enough.
Grapnel.
I didn't have
No,
enough
what
time
I was
to
saying
get the
was it's
boost.
not light enough hearted, I feel like. For,
Well,
I was curious about
why
what
do we
your
have to be
thoughts are
lighthearted?
on.
You're saying this as if we aren't the people who made This War of Mine video.
Well, okay.
There we go.
That was a bit of a jump. I wasn't saying let's quite go to that level.
Well, then clearly it's not something. It's not uncharted territory.
I was curious on what your thoughts are on as you interact with people.
Bold of you to assume I have thoughts.
Bold of you to interrupt the thought that I had after telling me that I don't furnish enough topics.
Wow. Cut to the quick, eh? I'm getting shot.
In more than one way.
Shot emotionally and
Oh, stop.
physically. I'm not attacking you. I'm being
I'm
honest.
trying to be honest. No, within that realm of honesty, are you the type of person that prefers like when people are
Get outta
communicating a more just direct, or do you like? Because there's like the different categories of passive aggressive or passive altogether. What would you consider yourself, and what do you prefer as far as communication style? Like, I mean,
I am a little. I don't know. You're asking a lot for someone at 2 a.m. playing a Batman game.
well,
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. It's like the whole in your mind, you'll be a lot more direct than you actually would out loud.
right.
Because like in your mind, I don't know. If you could overhear my thoughts, I would be a lot like House. You're just being like, you're just being stupid.
You're starting to sound like it's that quote from Kung Fu Panda. If he could have heard my thoughts, he'd be like, "What?"
What? That's from Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that well enough.
No, yeah.
But I obviously don't. You're not as direct as you sometimes think you would be.
Well, or that you could get away with. I think actually some
Well,
of that
that's
is
a
social
degree.
construct.
Well, that's very much. Since we're gonna get here anyways, let's talk about Nietzsche. The whole idea that most of the time people aren't good because they're thinking they're good. They're good because they're too afraid to be bad.
right. Well, I mean, it also we have spoken
Oh, okay,
to.
Zaz. Okay, Zaz
We've
is
spoken
is
to
that the
the
one?
kind of.
Oh, we're doing a lot of Zaz today. I don't mind that. Answer that.
I
Oh,
don't
you
think I could
serious?
call it antiquity, but like
missed
the
it.
historical perspective, even within the U.S.,
Oh,
as
but
far
you-
as government,
Really, Zaz?
has been very much
pick it up this
more acceptably aggressive, and so now that that's no longer the culture, I think people are far less comfortable with that.
Maybe.
you know.
I mean, American culture is still far more aggressive than most others.
That's true. However,
Very much more than like most European cultures.
Yes, but I'm just saying the
I
fact that
don't
it was
know where I'm going.
well, but I mean, okay, so even within
Well,
like
the British are, for
British
example,
Parliament,
the British
though,
are well, British Parliament maybe, but I mean, there's a reason there's a
That's
joke amongst the
primarily what
British that the British are all about stiff upper lip, don't make a fuss, and don't be just shut up. Basically,
whereas Americans are like, oh, I will make a scene.
I will hit a pedestrian.
No, I do think
Okay, they're snipers.
like
Snipers,
within our
snipers!
early history, obviously
I'm getting sniped!
there was a comfortability with saying, okay, well,
I am also gonna hit the river.
you're gonna argue this point out with me, and you're gonna either have a good
We're either gonna reach
point.
a resolution or not.
well, and a lot of it came down to again like
Ah,
proper formal logic,
Wow,
which I
that
think
was a
should be
thumbnail,
taught
too.
in school,
Oh, that we can agree on.
because the fact that
We got a mic bump
has
that probably
been-
was picked up.
has been lost is really, I think, to blame for a lot of people's lack of communication. That's just
I won't disagree with that.
my little
I think
tidbit.
while
right
we've
there.
also talked plenty about the education system's failings, it's a shame we're the two smartest people on the internet.
I hope that's not true.
It's a fast phone. Pick it up. It's right in front of you. That bodes poorly for the rest of the internet. So phone, get ready to run. Let's
Well,
get ready to run,
that
bats. You gotta get your. He's scanning right now. You gotta get your detecto-vision on.
Where?
Follow the little arrow, and just go.
Follow.
There could be a phone, so go. There we go. Let's talk about comedians. We've never talked about that, have we?
No, that is.
There you go. Ripe ground. Simply
Ripe.
ripe for the bearing of fruit. Okay, I said go where the arrow is pointing. You're doing quite the opposite of that. Even the game's giving you prompts going, answer the message or the victim will die. What are you doing?
What do you mean? I'm following the arrow.
You're going into the wall.
What are you talking about?
That would be the wall. Okay, well, you got 20 seconds to get halfway across the map.
Well, how else am I supposed to do it? I'm going as fast as I can.
Well, things like that certainly don't help. Comedy. Comedians. Who's your favorite?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
That was a weird bit of saving glitchery. Well, the man's dead. Oh, and so are you soon. They just faded out because it was like, we don't need to see that. Too many deaths already.
Who's my favorite? I don't know if I can really put
top
pinpoint
three then,
a
because it is hard to pick.
I love Jim Gaffigan.
Of course, it's an old classic.
Personally, though, what I was raised with, or at least the first comedian that I was ever exposed to was Jerry Seinfeld.
Really? So
yes.
you didn't come across him until much later. I mean, obviously, I knew of things like Seinfeld the show.
No, it was an actual stand-up for me.
Yeah, by the stage that I had discovered him, it was as an actor more than as a comedian.
Right. No, I listened to... I believe the first bit that I listened, or the first full show I listened to was "I'm Telling You for the Last Time."
I have seen that one,
and that one is fantastic.
Although I've actually found some of his most recent stuff to be like some of my favorites of his.
Yes, he's
been
the fact
had
that
a
he
bit
came
of a
back,
renaissance.
I was
lately.
like, yes, that was great.
I am too low, but see, look at me. I've got a minute to go. It's called time management,
it's
Batman.
Interesting.
Whoa, shotguns, guys with guns.
I would have.
You would have.
Said if you would have asked me that like a few years ago, I would have said Brian Regan, but
that's
not so
naturally
anymore.
That's a thing that would naturally change, and snipers are bad all the time. Why am I going towards them, Batman?
You asked him like you were just some sort of innocent bystander.
Well, I am at this point. He's on his own. Oh, no. No, there's more. They're everywhere. Whoa, boy. The problem
that cross section was
the problem is
brilliant. That was like a Christmas tree.
The problem is that in detective vision, which is the only way to see the ringing phone, you can't see the snipers as well. So, I agree. The Brian Regan thing, that would have been a favorite years ago, but I don't think that it's. Is he even doing stuff anymore?
I don't think it's. Interestingly, his
old stuff. Well, that's weird. His old stuff is still. It's not any worse than it. It's not like it's gotten worse. It's still good. I think it's just over familiarity at this point. Because it's like we used even as a family, we've been quoting that stuff for 8 years at this point. So it's lost its savor. Jim Gaffigan's still up there because he is still doing stuff, and all of his new stuff is still good. It's hard after Jim. I like Jim Gaffigan a lot.
I do. I actually saw him live, and it was great.
Did we? What?
Yes.
When did you see him live?
It was with my mother and father-in-law. It was.
Well, that's no fair. Because we've actually seen a few. We saw Brian Regan live years ago at this point.
I was with you.
Yes. You're snipers. Those are the snipers. They're the bad ones. And there's other guys with guns. You're going into the sniper fire.
But I have to follow the arrow. You can't have it both ways.
Well, you have to have some sense of self-preservation. That's where the snipers are. Just stay behind them. Don't make a scene. Oh, boy. This is a hard one. Oh, well, okay. You could just fly into a wall. Snipers! You get 10 seconds. Snipers!
Okay, where's the detective vision? What do I...
That dude with the shield was strutting about town like he was the king of the hill. Oh man, this is the worst one we've done. I don't think we've ever failed this many times. So who's 2 and 3? Because I'm finding it a little hard for 2 and 3.
Well, I mean, again,
If you're
Jerry
having a hard
Seinfeld-
number 2,
Jerry
that's a bad
Seinfeld
time.
And Jim Gaffigan for me, and then
So,
it depends on the humor style.
well, that of course it would.
No, but no, I mean,
Who's your favorite comedian? Well, it depends on the humor
impression
style.
type, but then there's
See, even still, I wouldn't call because we're both thinking of Frank Caliendo in that context.
Yeah.
And even still, I like him, but he's not in my top 3 by far. No offense, Frank, but I like other guys more than you.
That's Frank.
That's right. Where's the thing to grapple to?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else.
Well, okay, you don't have 3. You only got 2. Presumably, the third would be
Oh,
someone
you know what?
like
John
slightly
Mulaney.
less. See, I was thinking he's in the running, but he
I
hasn't done as
actually
much
really
as I
liked
thought
him.
because he did the 2. He has 2 original shows. There, I forget which ones. There's the Comeback Kid and the one after that, New in Town. Both of those are great, but and then he actually got to a degree. He got a lot of popularity and prominence, but then he didn't really do much with it.
Yeah.
Whoop. Another loading glitch.
Well, he
'Cause
did
it's
the
like-
weird show.
Well,
which
because he
was kinda
did. Well, he
weird.
had the weird kids show or something. And he did like Spider-Ham and Into the Spider-Verse, which was great. I don't want to be up here. There's a sniper up here. And then he had his new Netflix special. The one, what was that called? Something. There's another kid.
I can't remember what the other one
I'm
was.
terrible. Now I've been thinking too hard. No, I'm not. I'm gonna miss it too. This is awful. Can I at least figure out where it is so we know where to go? We're doing awfully. What was it called? Kid. Something.
Tastic.
It was something kid.
Something. I'll pull up kid on the internet to see what comes up.
Something kid. Wasn't it? Oh, now I'm gonna have to look it up because now I'm. It was. For some reason, I'm thinking it's like Kid
Rock.
John Mulaney show. What do you call it? What was it? So
I was
it
gonna
was
say,
called
if you look up John Mulaney kid, all you're gonna get is him as a child.
John Mulaney. It was called. Show all of them. Man, this is just terrible because they're not showing me the stuff I'm looking for. John Mulaney comedy special.
Oh,
there you
here
go.
I am
That's
just
what.
wasting time.
Wow. There we go. Kid
Oh, we're
Gorgeous.
just gonna
There you go. I knew a kid was involved.
Kid gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
that was the
don't
one
know
at Radio
that.
City. I'll admit,
That sounds
I wasn't
real weird.
You saw it. So did I. I'll admit I wasn't as big into that one. I didn't like it as much as some of his earlier stuff. And then he's like hasn't done anything lately. I'm like he hit a wave of popularity and it's just like he didn't do anything. Oh, we're in the bat. Where are you going? Oh man, you're going in the literal opposite direction.
No, I wasn't.
You are now.
Okay, what are you doing?
What compass are you looking at, lad?
I thought you said Weast. What?
Arrow. Forward. You know how a compass works. When it's facing ahead, you go that way. Well, you got 15 seconds, so I don't think you got much hope. But
Yeah, no, I don't. In fact, I
Oh,
might as well
man.
just.
I don't know. So that's where I go. I mean, the stuff. It's the old conversation we had about being considered a fan of something, where it's like, there's certain things you might like a lot, but they're unique, specific instances.
You're right.
Where it's like there's definitely some, say, Van Halen songs that I like a lot more than Journey songs, but on average I like Journey more than Van Halen. Just as an allegory for you.
Well, but how?
Whereas I
does
go,
it-
I love like the two his earliest ones, New in Town and The Comeback Kid. I'm like, those are some of my favorite comedy specials ever. But I don't know that I would say that I love him as a whole because he hasn't done that much else.
I suppose that could, like, for instance, if you were to be asked what's your favorite, like, classic rock song, it would be one particular band. But if you'd say what's your favorite band, it may be a completely different.
It might not
rock
be the
song.
band. Your favorite band might not be the band that made your favorite song.
Right, exactly.
It'll be the band that you like most of their songs. We had that conversation already.
Right.
I don't know. He might be number 3. I actually, sadly, he passed away a long time ago, but I was a big fan of John Panette.
Oh, you know
Like,
what?
big
You're
fan.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a difficult one.
I don't know that he would take John Mulaney's spot for me, but he was good.
He was very good. I would put them pretty close to equal, if I had to. Which that might just be it. It might go Jim Gaffigan. Oh, see,
Jerry
I feel
would
like
come
Jerry
first
needs
for me
somewhere on my
because
list because I do love Jerry.
Jerry for me comes first because of the nostalgia edition. I think
we might do it this time because we're in the right area and we're not getting shot.
I
think
that
we're in the right area.
that
I'm
at
going
least
backwards now.
adds-
Now I'm the one not paying attention to the thing. Smoke pellet. Why am I getting shot? Man, what's with the dudes? No, the dude's got dudes.
So dudes.
It's got to be here. It's right around. Where is it?
So what? What is
I know. It was there. Why wasn't it showing up on my detectovision? Wow, we're going to spend the whole time doing this. He's got some piercing green eyes. That's like freaking laser beams.
Are you trying to
What?
construct his dating profile still?
Yeah, he's fast and curious.
He's fast and curious, and he's got piercing green eyes.
He's also pretty fit. That helps. If you can look past the self-mutilation.
Wow.
That's what it is. I'm sorry. Any therapist would have issue with that behavior. So, I don't know. It's a toss-up because I feel like Jerry Seinfeld belongs somewhere on the list, but I'm not... That's tough. I guess if I had... but see,
I
I
feel
would
like
feel...
the world of
I'd feel
comedy
bad to
is
boot
so-
John Mulaney out because I do love John Mulaney's stuff. It's just, I wish he was doing more.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason. Is I do like his stuff. I just wish he had more of it out. I don't know. Well, okay. So we'll settle for 4, and in no particular order, other than Jim Gaffigan's probably number 1. But John Panette, John Mulaney, and Jerry Seinfeld. So I'm noticing a strange pattern of J names. I don't think that's relevant, but it's interesting. You're directly into sniper fire.
Well, I'm trying to get there.
We get there when we get there. Well, at least you didn't get
Ain't
shot.
nobody got time for the snipers.
The snipers!
I'm just apparently gonna go right up to their doorstep.
Evidently. I think the problem is you're trying to go... I went across the water all the times because that's where there are no people.
So where is this thing? 'Cause
It was
it's
over there.
still
Sadly,
not
I still
gonna
couldn't...
be
You're
enough.
going to run right into them.
Well,
Hello, and they're going to shoot you too.
Okay.
Why did you try to go between the crack and the truck?
Because I thought I could sneak.
Sneak! This is a calamity compared to last time.
His smile reminds me of some actual actor, and I can't put my finger
That's
on
unfortunate.
it. I know.
I like Batman's face in that screenshot. He just looks so disappointed. Just looking at it going, well, we deserved that. Oh, your flesh is begging for a lot there, Zaz.
Keep your flesh to yourself.
If you suffer from frequent urination, keep it to yourself. Okay, well. Did you give us your 3? What was your 3rd? It was Jerry, Jim, and who was the last one?
Jerry, Jim, and
John?
John.
We're sticking with the J's for some reason.
Yep.
I don't know what that's about. That's a weird coincidence.
Well, they're also very one-dimensional names. Just Jerry,
Jerry,
Jim,
and John. Yeah, they're
Jim,
all
Jimmy,
single
Jim,
syllables.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, Jim, James, Jimmy, John, Jim, James, son. I realized that that's actually a misquote the other day.
It's
Because
not very
it's combining. Well, it's combining. He does it earlier in the film is when he ends it with son.
long. And you're also combining it with the Treasure Islands.
What?
Yeah, it's when
I don't think I've
He's
even
talking to
seen
Jim.
Treasure Island, so I'm not sure I've.
Muppets Treasure Island.
Oh, Muppets! I thought you were talking about the Disney Treasure Island.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, that was
Muppets
Treasure Planet. Never mind.
I'm talking about Muppets Treasure.
I also don't know that I've seen that one all the way through. I know I've seen the first half hour
That
of
bit
it.
when he's talking to
I know it's around here. It's gotta be.
when he's about to die. Billy Bones or whatever, and he does the
Dude,
Jim,
it's-
Jimmy,
dude,
Jim,
dude,
Jim, Jim,
this
Jim,
one,
Jim.
it's that one, but it's not showing up on the detective cameras. That's why we've been missing it. That's our excuse. The game robbed us. Wow. This part's actually somewhat...
You're gonna die tonight.
I don't want to know how your skin felt.
Well, we know his skin has a lot... He has a lot of issues with his flesh.
So you never answered the question though. You artfully deflected
About-
the way that you would respond or how you think you.
No, I said you're always more direct in your mind than you think you'd be. So on a
So-
conceptual level, I'm like, just give it to me straight is my
Okay,
preference.
gotcha.
But I also recognize that I don't always do that. Depends on the relationship with the person. If it's sort of a person
even
you have
based
a
on-
passing acquaintanceship with, you're a little more like, I don't want to deal with having to discuss stuff with you, so I'll just
Yeah.
make it as simple and non-confrontational.
So to you, it depends on the person.
I think it depends on your relationship with the person. I am in the middle of dudes.
So I think that's true somewhat of me, but I.
Oh,
I
okay,
feel
that
like,
boosted us a lot. We went from 40 to 60, so I think all we need is a few more calls.
To me, I far prefer people to be direct.
I
even
prefer
if
that.
They are going
okay,
to be
whoa, dude! I'm flying under a crane. How is the dude sniping me from under a crane?
Especially if they're going to have take issue with something that I've done or something that I.
Well,
have some issue
I would
have.
definitely say
Like, just
preferably.
tell me directly. Don't
I would be
try
yeah.
to do some
say
weird
which,
thing.
I thought that said Pawn Shack. It says Prawn Shack. That's a lot more stupid. Wow! I just missed it completely.
Just thought I'd cliff dive off this crane.
Actually, this time it's space jumping. Well, there you go.
Spelunking. Yeah.
You guys expecting to run into much gunfire in these caves? I screwed that pooch so much. I forgot you had to dive to get the... What? Crankco Toys? Who are you? Why'd you put me here? After you failed, we figured you'd like to do some penance by beating up a bunch of dudes. Okay, so I have to dive in order to... What the... Get away! I gotta dive to gain up some momentum so that I can glide the whole way under without hitting the water. Well, that was stupid.
The water, then you ended up hitting the wall.
From the water to the wall. Get up on the
Can't
thing.
get this mask off my... Oh, that...
No! Get away!
Can't
I
get
missed
this
it again.
mask off at all.
What's with the stupid snipers doing too good? These snipers came from frickin' Baghdad.
Wow.
Ay. This episode's just a calamity. Both, okay, really, Bats? I gotta try and gain some boost in the last 4 seconds. In terms of both our complete lack of topic main momentum and our repeated failures at everything we've tried. Okay, diving, pulling up. Not too far, though.
Right into the wall.
I can't do it! What is this nonsense? Who are these people?
No, I think it may be that based on my
One more time.
perception of confrontation,
Whoa. Come on.
I don't think that people can deal with
There we go.
problems when
Gonna do it. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, but
Well, we got it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We still got it. Why does
I
it
don't
put me
think
back with the
people
dudes?
can actually deal with conflict properly by just saying, I feel this, but I'm not going to really communicate it. Now,
Hi,
with
guys.
the
Bye-bye.
exception to that of if you can actually move on, then great. But
Well, if you can actually like the whole water off a duck's back thing,
Right.
it's like if you mean that and you can actually like let it go. But if you're just saying that because you don't want to cause a fuss, but then secretly are gonna stew,
that's when murders happen.
that's they're everywhere. They'll never be free. I'm getting triple shotted, triple threat. Goodness me. Well, the fact that I'm alive at all is startling. I have no clue where I'm even going now. Perhaps, okay, the question I have is if we take some of these dudes out, will they stay taken out, or will we have to do it every time? Because that...
One way to find out, I suppose.
Well, okay, I'm trying to get to the last AR trading. Okay, well, this dude we're going to have to take out just because... we just skinned him alive. Well, that's taken care of one of them at least.
He
And he's-
jumped out of his skin before you even got there. Just some random guy flying at him at Mach 5.
we didn't actually do any of that. No!
No, I'm getting sniped! I'm getting sniped! No! Ragdoll times 12. That was some
Oh.
great physics there.
Oh, there was a Joker one. Oh, dearie me. Well, we're almost at the hour mark, and we have discussed absolutely nothing.
That's not true. We discussed...
That's not true.
That's impossible!
Oh, pulling up some stuff to see what we're doing.
Pull it
Oh, well, we've missed the mark by 8 years at this point.
What?
I wrote this down probably a month ago because that was when it was relevant. Well, what else is new that we're always a month behind the times? Since every episode must contain some reason to bash Disney, it seems to have become part of our bylaws at this point. There was news a long time ago. Sadly, we're no longer relevant. But there was some talk of the potential for Disney, being Disney, to rename the Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship, the famous one, Jango Fett, then Boba Fett. They took issue with it having the word slave in the title. And they were potentially going to rename it for that reason alone.
See,
And that is just BS on a cosmic level.
well,
I mean, I think
here's
the universe
question
itself
for-
is laughing
Here's
at
the
them
question for
Know
you.
about Riddler.
I don't understand, even if...
Why?
I don't understand, even if I was the part of kind of the historical, I suppose, connected people group in that particular scenario, no matter what the
You
scenario
mean to
would
say
be.
if you were a black person?
No, I'm not even saying.
that
I'm
just a
saying
really-
no. I'm saying on a broader level. Like, forget that particular topic. I'm saying
Well, so
I would
a slave
not,
descendant of any variety?
No, but I'm saying beyond just like that particular topic of slavery. There's also other topics where people try to like sugarcoat things, and I'm going. I almost feel like the patronage bothers me more.
Well, it's very patronizing.
That's
true.
what I mean. It's like, okay, what do you?
Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
I don't know. I would
Well,
just
because
be.
to my mind is, what does that accomplish? And that's the meta narrative is what does that actually accomplish?
What
Which
do
the
you-
answer
yeah,
is
what do you-
nothing. But the real question is also,
the answer is not nothing. The answer is nothing, but the fact that it makes them feel better.
well, that's nothing
Which
effectively.
I agree, but
But let's break it down on a diegetic level. We're just going to ignore the fact that like you realize that they were slaves in the Star Wars universe. It's not like they were making it up to be fun.
Is they're trying to cater to a particular
They're
like,
trying
group
to
of
cater-
people
yeah.
that happen to be. And listen, I'm not suggesting that the strife or the historical.
No, but I'm
problem
sorry.
is
If
not
you have a
significant.
problem
What
with
I'm
the
saying is-
word slave,
right? Exactly.
you need to get over that.
Well,
because
and
that's just a word.
And I think not in, again, that I would be able to speak to it with any sort of, hey, I have a personal connection to this, but there's other things in which I've had people kind of talk down or demean my particular perspective, and I go, I would prefer you to just not try to say that you understand or that you get it or whatever else. And the companies that are trying to be like, hey, we're going to use this to make sure we show support and do this kind of thing. It's like, no, you're just trying to cash
admittedly,
grab.
what it is, because here's my point is,
I don't
A, we're
understand where-
ignoring
I
the
don't-
fact, well, I don't know what you're attempting to do. You've not selected any mission on the map, and there's snipers and lots of dudes. Bad times. Okay, this is just how this goes. But my point is, because A, it's a matter of fact that there are, the whole concept of slavery within the I mean, as much as it was never addressed this way, you got to consider the fact that the clones themselves, it's like they were really only just a step above slaves.
Yeah.
So you're going, there's already, do you take issue with that's my problem. Is you're going, do you take issue with the fact that it's called that, or why are you not taking issue with the depiction of slavery in Star Wars at all?
Right.
Because it means, and that's where I'm going. Anybody who takes issue with the name Slave One and wants Disney to change it isn't watching Star Wars.
Right.
Clearly, because they would have found, that kind of person would have found a lot more objectionable material if they actually cared to watch it.
Well, but that's what I'm
They're
saying.
not going to watch it anyway, so why cater to them?
What you have, and I would submit that this is a axiom, but if you disagree, then that's fine.
Axiom.
Yeah.
I know what axiom means. I'm just not sure how you're...
Is that what you have is a select group of people that make a big fuss.
Oh, very
and
big
then
fuss.
they're
It's,
catered
of course,
to
the squeaky wheel thing.
Well, but see, sometimes the squeaky wheel gets replaced.
So, well, I can agree with you. If that's your axiom, then I'm all for it. I want that on a T-shirt.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying the fact that the minority.
I don't know if that got picked up or not.
What I'm saying is, in any group of people, the ones that are making the biggest scene
Generally don't
represent the actual collective
and
thought.
again, they're
and
the
that
kind of people.
bothers me.
They're the kind of people who would find an issue with anything. So
Right,
catering
that's
to
my
them at all
point.
is just foolish.
It's foolishness because you're not going to.
You're not going to win them over, and you are certainly going to lose people who aren't stupid.
Exactly, because the people that aren't stupid that may be lumped in with those people. Like so on a more specific level, just to make it easy, if you are an African American, you happen not to take issue with some of the kind of minor quibbles of I'm going to try to wrestle with each term and how it's used and all this kind of stuff. If you're on a broader level less concerned about those things, it would bother me to then know that my voice is being represented by a small group of people that are basically saying this is our perspective.
And I would bet you 1,000,000 to 1, these aren't even African Americans complaining. It's busybody white people thinking African Americans will complain.
Well, that's possible.
It's absolutely, it's what happens all the time. When you're not even part of the group that would even, as much as it's a stupid quibble to have, you're not even part of the group that could have any reason to have said quibble.
Well, and I have
you're deliberately walking on thin ice that's not even in your property.
Correct.
Just freaking get off.
Right. Get off my side immediately. No, I have a buddy of mine that actually makes remarkably good points because he does not over dramatize them.
We could use that.
You know what I'm saying? He talks about like, hey, it is a problem if there's certain things that on a systemic level are just there because they've always been there and nobody's looked at it. Great, let's evaluate those things. Let's try to adjust based on language and all this other stuff. But if you're literally adjusting things in pop culture that are just a part of the grander narrative of Star Wars,
it wasn't even like, oh, we take issue with, because they weren't even talking about Star Wars specifically. It was Star Wars merchandise. Like they were talking about toy replicas of the Slave One, saying, "Oh, we're gonna have to change the name." So it's like you're not even addressing the actual source material. You're just addressing the merchandise.
Yeah.
Because it's you're going. Are we not going to address the fact that the chosen one hero character was a slave as a child?
Yeah.
It's like you clearly haven't even watched the show. If this is where you're going to draw the line, whoa. Wow, that was really hard.
That was impressive, I have to say.
Woo,
Considering that I can't even fly in a straight line.
Oh, was that all of them? I think that was all of them.
No, I think your point is well made. I mean, it's not...
What do I get for doing that?
It bothers me when companies
Batwing.
do it on a broader level because, to me, it should come down to the responsibility of the individual. And that really, to me, is what it comes back to.
Sure, I agree with you there, but I mean, if anyone is avoiding buying a Slave One toy because it's called the Slave One, good.
Well,
stay away, please.
Exactly, that's up to them. But I'm just saying, we need to get back to, as a society, people taking responsibility for their own actions.
Well,
if there are people that are...
Were we ever actually that good at that? I'm pretty sure that's the human condition,
Well,
is
that
the
is
avoidance
probably-
of responsibility.
That's probably true.
Okay, so you mean to tell me I did all of that, and all I got was some crummy concept
If you
art?
can, yeah. Well, there you go.
I think we got some crummy concept art for that. Where at least I'm definitely gonna freaking look at it if that's what I got.
I'm gonna print that concept art out.
Where is the concept art?
Where the great concept art is about concept art.
is
and
about good concept art. When
You
you do
got-
hard challenges to get good concept art,
It kind of
that's the
makes it
biggest waste of
crappy
time.
concept art.
Okay, where?
No, I do think because you have a responsibility to what offends you in the same way
Well,
that you
that's-
have a
yeah.
responsibility to what you say that is offensive. And if you are willing to stand on your own principles and say, okay, I'm willing to apologize or recant or give some ground on that if you can do this or whatever, if you get back to the point of saying, as an individual, I'm responsible for what comes out of my mouth and what I decide to allow to affect me. I mean, it's a bit of like the Stoic philosophy that says if you are
don't
are
believe
blown
it.
about by the wind of your environment, you're not really.
I can't find even the concept art we unlocked.
It's a hidden concept art.
I don't even know where it is. We just did all of that. I thought we would get a gadget or something. Well, where are we at? We're at a. We just spent a whole dang episode. What did we accomplish? What have we done? Well, I suppose we did conclude the dead shot. That was actually worthwhile. But
Deadshot.
then we
is-
failed a bunch of
shot.
Zaz stuff, and then these stupid AR training that only gave us concept art we can't even look at. Oh, and I don't even know what we discussed. I'm gonna have to keep notes.
The concept art is just Batman
It's-
with the middle finger up.
I was gonna say it's not actually concept art like sketches. It's just conceptual art. They just told us you unlocked the possibility of some art. Well, that was just a great way to spend some time.
Thanks for spending it with us.
Let's prove this is some good lighting. Oh, he's even looking up. He's going, see, I do have nostrils.
Okay, they may be there, but they're like John Mulaney's eyes.